Always doing just a little bit of time here, Mr. Smith Garage, on Lars the EuroVan, primarily because I'm trying to get down to the place where I can see what parts I'm going to need. So today, I think we're just going to pull off this valve cover, the torque converter, and the fascia pieces for the timing chain to see how everything looks down there. So that's what we're working on today. Because this was pretty dirty, lots of squirrels, I'm going to blow out the spark plug holes, just make sure that there's not a lot of junk in there. Wearing glasses so that the stuff doesn't fall back at my face. Well, yeah, it's actually pretty dirty, huh? Pretty gooey, gunky. Tasty. Let's show you what it looks like. Other than dirt and grime, look at that. Huh. Other than dirt and grime, that's pretty dirty. I don't know what's going on right here. And I don't know if that tensioner should create more tension or if that's just the slack from right there. Oh, maybe that's what that was. Interesting. Seal came off really nice. No leaks from where that seal was at. Look at the top of that thing, huh? We'll have to for sure clean that off. Got seal, and then all the seals, so we'll get those seals. Alright, well there's our top. Now we gotta get to the back here. If you move this torque converter to this spot, it actually allows you to put 15mm right on there and pull those bolts off. Just in case you can't see that, here's where I'm taking off, right there. There's only 3. And there is our torque converter. It's heavy. These are 5 old bolts that I have to replace. Okay, here's what we're doing. I got a bolt stuck here through the flex plate. We're going to break each of these free. Okay, there's a shim. Good to know, 1 shim. So these are one-time use bolts. So I'll have to get new ones of these. See, they're Loctited in there, but they're also, I think they're one-time use. Something to do with the flex on them or something. So I think next step is above the head gasket, which is here, above the head gasket. That's our next step. And then we'll come down and do the bottom. Okay, so I'm pretty sure next we're gonna work on pulling these guys off, which are all Allens, which is fine, but I need to take off this to get to this bolt, put the nut back. That's to hold an electrical piece. On that one. There's one here. There's one here. Is there one on the back side of that fuel rail? Aha, I see one. I think if I pull this out, 10mm wrench. Let's hold that wire loom in there. Don't want to lose that nut. Right there is my 5mm. Find a good spot to pry. Maybe between here. Maybe. There we go. Oh, did we get that off yet? Get those off. Oh. There we go. So, I don't have a book, and I haven't really been able to see anybody actually do this piece of it. See, there's these seals right here that's kind of holding them. Okay. Kept all of our little nuts in there, our bolts, and that's our little one. Okay, first look. Oh, well, they're still intact. The chain is still there. That's a good sign. Let me look at the back of this tensioner. There's the tensioner. Looks okay. It's there. Pretty dirty, but I'm glad that I'm seeing this tensioner still here. I've tensioned this tension because I've taken this plate off, so the tension bolt's not there. I'm going to take this plate off because I want to see if there's any damage in the chain, anything down here, before I put it in top dead center. Because I started spinning it and it felt like there was some grinding. So anyway, so we're just going to take these off. A couple on the bottom that are Allens, so we'll. Right there. One here. One here. And. These all look like the same. Like that. There's a pry spot right here. So remember, we're hoping to see nothing bad. We don't want to see pieces. Okay, the seal's gonna give it some resistance. Oh, look at that, we got another shim. So remember, one shim in front of the torque converter, one shim behind. And we're just gonna be gentle with this. Try to find a spot. Oh, there's a spot. There we go. And we're going to be careful of our head gasket. And let's take a look-see. Dirty. That is tight. This one, oh, there's some breakage. Okay. A little bit of breakage. It's still there. The bolts are still holding it. A little bit of slack on that side. I didn't think that there's supposed to be any slack on that side. Still working though. That's interesting. This one still has tension. Okay, so I need to try to set the timing to top dead center. I think we're really close, or we're 360 degrees off. Make sure we go the right way. Everything's okay here. So that notch is there. We should be getting close, possibly. Well, something feels wrong. I don't know what it is, but I got to a certain point and it just isn't turning, which makes me think that there might be a valve. It may be out of time and we might have a valve problem. At least that's what it makes me think. Okay, we're gonna do one more thing. I'm gonna take the spark plugs out. Maybe that'll tell us something. So we'll see. That's a pretty big gap. A really big gap. Huh. That's a really big gap. Well, here they are. I thought those gaps were a little big, but they're all about the same. First two look like they're burning decently. Looks like the third one, a little bit of carbon buildup. This one and the last one look like they're burning about the same as the first two. So it looks like I just got two that kind of have quite a bit of carbon down on the post. Of course you can't see in here. Well, I guess I have to have the light on. Yeah. Can't really see much looking down there. Alright, now I'm going to try and turn it again and see without the compression if it turns. Yeah, it's binding up on something. I don't think it's nothing there. Yeah, you're not supposed to turn it that way because you don't want that stretch to go here. So it's stuck on something. I have to assume it's a valve. Did it get too loose? I was kind of looking at this tensioner bolt. Is that worn down? Should it be longer than that? I don't know. I wanted to tell you what I figured out. I think when I was doing the torque converter, I was spinning it counterclockwise. And I can't remember, I'd have to go back and look at the video, but I can't remember if I had the top off here yet or not when I was spinning it. Anyway, This is skipping a gear when it goes counterclockwise. It skips a tooth every time when it gets that tension. So when I was trying to go clockwise with the crank bolt on the front to move it around to top dead center, I think I'm hitting something in there. So I didn't force it, which is good. Hopefully I didn't force it enough that I bent anything. But I think I need to take the cams off now, reset the timing based on with the cams off so that the valves aren't gonna hit anything. I think that's where I'm at. So I might end up even taking the head off just to kind of look and make sure I didn't bend any valves. Quite a day. I think I might stop for today. Have a good day. Thanks for joining Mr. Smith Garage. Well, I think I might have just added several hours of work to this process. So by turning it counterclockwise without the right tension to take the torque converter off, I think I may have skipped some teeth. And that way, when I was going clockwise, it was not working at all. It would get stuck. I wasn't forcing it, but I just don't know. And I want to make sure that I don't have any bent valves. I don't want to put it all back together and spend all the money on it without at least pulling the head off. So I think I'm going to need to pull the cams off, maybe do some inspection. My friend Tim has a camera that can go into the bore hole, and before taking the head off, we might do that. So maybe Tim to the rescue again. He's letting me use his hoist. Could be called Tim's Garage versus Mr. Smith Garage. Anyway, so that's kind of that next step is we'll probably pull the cams off, pull the chain off and everything, maybe do a bore scope and see, is that what it's called? Is a bore scope? It's like a scope that goes down into the bore of the, I don't know if that's what it's called. So that's probably the next step. Hey, if you want to leave a comment about anything I'm doing, if you're handy when it comes to VR6 24 valve EuroVans, I don't know. I couldn't find anything out there, not a lot, that were very specific to that year. Like I could find 12 valve ones, diesels, turbo diesels, anything like that. But VR6 24 valve, Mr. Smith Garage, subscribe. If you enjoy what the kind of content I put out, like it. If you know something that I have not known, because I don't have a book, I don't know if I should have a book. Maybe I should get a book, or at least do maybe an e-manual. I think those are out there that they're maybe $30. Maybe that'll help me solve some of these problems. I probably do need a book. Anyway, maybe that's the next step. But let me know what you think. I do like to hear your comments. I read them actually, and I'll respond too if it's a question or if it's you're asking. Anyway, thanks for joining me, Mr. Smith Garage. Have a great rest of your week.